fògo fún Jésù. Mo rò ó títí kí ni bá fi ṣọpẹ́. Olúwa ò ní jẹ́ bí mo rò fọ́ bí mo tẹ̀ bá. Kìkì ọpẹ́ mi ẹ bá mi gbé Olúwa ga.
Málánú o, máa kọrin sóní fún wọn rẹ̀, yéyé. Málánú o, máa kọrin s'Ẹlẹ́dùmarè rọ́bà aláṣẹ torí mo rò ó títí kí ni n bá fi ṣọpẹ́. Olúwa ò ní jẹ́ bí mo rò fọ́ bí mo tẹ̀ bá o. Gbogbo ara ni máa fi gbèrò Olúwa mi ga.
Málánú máa kọrin máa fi gbé Olúwa ga. Málánú máa kọrin máa fi gbé Olúwa ga. Máa forí yìí máa tún fògo fún Jésù. Mo rò ó títí kí ni bá fi ṣọpẹ́. Olúwa ò ní jẹ́ bí mo rò fọ́ bí mo tẹ̀ bá. Kìkì ọpẹ́ mi ẹ bá mi gbé Olúwa ga.
The world is a stage, and every man an actor. How well we act a role determines the applause we get. For such, the height attained is not the size of our footprint. Rather, it is the lives impacted when we act our roles. So it is for James Olusola Odupitan, the Permanent Secretary Cabinet Office, who has journeyed through the Lagos State Public Service as a teacher and an administrator. He has made his presence felt through his invaluable contributions to the growth and development of the state in the area of creativity, innovation and transformation, the state's education sector and the Cabinet Office.
He is a very organized person, meticulous and very detailed to the point. He likes to get all his acts together, and I think we are very grateful to him, particularly members of the school. Because sometimes some of the omissions and so on, even some of his colleagues will have made, he will be the one that will try to do the correction. And most of the time, before we go for the next school, he will come to my office to come and review with me some of those things and so on, and see some of the things that were left out and some of the omissions and so on, which will be sent also to the governor for governor to approve and so on. So he's done a wonderful job in that regard, and I think we are going to miss his service in that regard. So, and I think I must really commend him. He has really lived up to expectation as number one man in the cabinet, as the permanent secretary of the cabinet office, number one civil servant. Yeah.
Met him years ago in the service. Then he was serving as the secretary to the state tenders board. Mrs. Okuntuwa, she was the chairman of the board then. I was the permanent secretary, Civil Service Pensions Office, in the Ministry of Establishment, Training and Pensions. I've always known him to be very gentle, soft-spoken, very nice. But underneath those attributes is very hard. You know, you cannot easily. It doesn't change his mind easily. I know that of him. And as he's retiring as the Permanent Secretary Cabinet Office, I just want to wish him well.
You know, I refer to him as my pastor. I mean, because to me, he's a pastor, and you see his conduct sometimes, his humility. You know, he portrays that sense of humility in all his dealings. To me, you know, I joined them 3 years ago, coming from corporate world, and coming into civil service and this public service life. I mean, he's been very. My relationship with him has been very cordial, and he's a very passionate person about his job. They are very meticulous, and I think he sees his job, from a perspective of completion. You start a job with him, he sees it to completion, back to back. He doesn't leave any stone unturned. You understand? Because when I joined, I was posted to this ministry, and we've been working together. Because part of my own job is to manage people. So I think we have managed ourselves very well, you know. So I think he's a very good person to work with. Yeah.
James Olusola Odupitan was born on 17th June 1958 in Yaba, Lagos. He attended Eko Boys High School, Mushin, from 1971 to 1975. He then proceeded to University of Ibadan, where he obtained a Bachelor of Arts degree in Language and Communication Arts in 1982.
Attended Federal School of Arts and Science, Victoria Island. Of course, I joined the Lagos State Civil Service in 1985, April. So that's some 33 years ago.
Between 1990 and 1991, he bagged his postgraduate diploma certificate in education and a master's degree in international law and diplomacy from the University of Lagos, Akoka, respectively. He also got a postgraduate diploma in theology from the Redeemed Christian Bible College. He is an associate member of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management, CIPM. James Odupitan joined Lagos State Public Service on 18th April 1985 as a classroom teacher at Government Teachers College, Ikorodu, Lagos. Thereafter, he served in various ministries, departments, and agencies, including the Lagos State Post-Primary Teaching Service Commission, Ministry of Education, Lagos State Public Service Staff Development Center, Ministry of Establishment and Training, Ministry of Economic Planning and Budget, State Standards Board, among others.
An hardworking person. He doesn't put sentiment in whatever he does. He's a straightforward man. He's a teacher that anytime you go to him with a problem, you learn, gain one or two things from him as an extra thing. He's a man that tells us that success lies on hard work and perseverance.
Though I call him Daddy, he's a boss, a leader, and somebody to emulate. When you are talking of work, these ones, they know decorum of this Ishe. Is Ishe himself. He's hardworking, he loves working, and he loves things to be done the way it should be.
Also, during the period, he served in different capacities and held sensitive positions such as Head of Training, Public Service Staff Development Center, PSSDC, Magodo, from 1996 to 2001. Acting Director General, Public Service Staff Development Center, PSSDC, Magodo, between 1997 and 1998.
He's a man I have a lot of respect for because he's a workaholic man. He hates indolence. He's always here. In fact, at times he has to sleep in the office because of the contingency of the office work. So that is why I have a respect for him. He's an intelligent and brilliant officer.
From 2002 to 2006, he was the project coordinator, Lagos State UBE World Bank Assisted Project, and the acting director of Finance and Admin, Ministry of Economic Planning and Budget, in 2006, among others. Due to his diligence and professionalism, James Olusola Odupitan was elevated to the position of Permanent Secretary, an elite class of public servants, in August 2015. He was deployed to the State Audit Service Commission, where he served till November 2015, when he was redeployed to the Cabinet Office.
He is an administrator, very articulate. He has a high sense of responsibility and very committed to the job. But when we take any minutes or submission to him, he always takes his time, very meticulous. He will take his time to read thoroughly and make correction.
James Odupitan's impressive career progression, professional and work experiences were enriched with attendance of various courses, seminars and workshops locally and internationally. These include Target Setting and Performance Measurement for Public and Private Sectors, NECA, Ibadan, World Bank Procurement Workshop, Ibadan. Human Resources Management Skills and Techniques at Crown Agents, United Kingdom. Strategic Choices for Education Reforms at World Bank Headquarters, Washington, D.C., USA. Advanced Human Resources Management, Abuja. Designing, implementation and controlling a corporate budget. LiveLink Application Training, Ikeja, Lagos. Leadership and Motivation, Abuja, among others.
Has a very good attitude to work. Is somebody that is very hardworking and is well organized, and it displays a lot of leadership, trait that we, the followers, are learning from. He has a good working relationship and a very cordial one with the member of staff.
Similarly, he participated in the running and management of executive council meetings, team building and organizational productivity, retreats for directors of administration in Lagos State Civil Service, Microsoft Office users for directors. He also participated in the management of trainings titled Consolidating Transformation Gains in Lagos Public Service, the HR Perspective. The outgoing Permanent Secretary, Cabinet Office, is also a Harvard scholar as he participated in the Creative Thinking, Innovative Solutions to Complex Challenges program at the Harvard University Division of Continuing Education in October 2016. On Friday, 27th October 2017, Fight Against Corruption, a non-governmental organization honored James Olusola Odupitan with a prestigious leadership award for his undeniable impact in government from the day he assumed office as the Permanent Secretary, Cabinet Office, as well as the various offices he had held in time past. Recently, in April 2018, he was part of Governor Akinwumi Ambode's entourage to Washington, D.C., USA on some summits on investments.
It started about 35 years ago, and then I was in year one in the university, and he was serving, he was rounding up his service year. I never met him, but somehow we met on a Saturday night. I saw a friend came to visit me. I had gone to the fellowship. By the time I came back, she had been waiting and it was raining, so I had to see her up to the park. That was just the usual me. I saw her up to the park with an umbrella. And so as it was raining, she entered her own vehicle to go to usage. She was in usage, my friend Margaret Akacheli. And then I was rushing to go home, and then these two guys came. Excuse me, and I was like, I have just one umbrella, so who do I excuse amongst the two of you? One eventually walked away, and then incidentally he was the one that stayed. And as we were going, he said, I'm Shola Odupitan. Who are you? I said, I'm Esther Odupitan. I said, sorry. I said, I'm Esther. I just said, I'm Esther. He said, are you as strong and bold as Esther in the Bible? I said, well, I'm trying to be one. And so there was silence, and I got to where I was to turn off. I said, this is the way to my house. I should have turned off this way. If I had taken him through the other route, I said, this is night. So I took him through the path to our house. And I said, this is my house, but let me help you a little further since it's raining. So I helped him a little further to the other road. And I said, I guess I've tried. So I turned back. And then the following day, lo and behold, the person just came and said he's looking for Esther, and my siblings were like, I'm burying you. I came upstairs. He was the one that shared the umbrella with me yesterday. And then he brought these, those days, these scripture union days. So he had the scripture union envelope. I said, oh, brother. I just looked at brother. So he now said, that was the beginning.
My most memorable moment was when I gained admission into the university, and I remember that I was to school in Ogun State, and we journeyed from Lagos to Ogun State that day, only to realize that there were some documents missing, and we journeyed back to Lagos State, picked the documents, came back to Ogun State, and then it stayed with me all through till I was done with my registration. I think that's a very strong memory that I really cannot forget. He was a good man, believes that you must give account of everything that you do. wants you to be accountable. That's one personal thing that I say about him. He believes that we all must bear account of our performances. So it's not one to make you to give in to mediocrity. Excellence is standard, and that's something that he believes in strongly. That's a personal thing. He drives excellence strongly, and that's something that I've learned over the years from him.
My dad is a stickler for discipline, cleanliness, and godliness. He doesn't joke with his morning devotions. It's a time for us to gather together as a family in the morning and pray. Well, concerning his work, I really cannot say, because I know he's a very, very meticulous person, and he really doesn't discuss much of work at home. Not like we get to see him so much at home. He's always either in the office or in the church. There are two places you can catch my dad. If he's not at home, he's either at work or he's in the church. Those are the two places you can always meet my dad. There's this funny thing I like about him. He always tells me every time and time again, because we always, well, I'm a very stubborn child, kind of, and he always tells me that a child that they say should do to, and he says he will not do to, but he will do to. That, like, he has already done it 3 times, so basically, you are still coming back to the point. Do you understand?
James Olusola Odupitan is a thorough and detailed person, a man of integrity and credibility. He is a disciplined, honest, compassionate, selfless, and a God-fearing individual. He is happily married with children, and his rise to the pinnacle of his civil service career is no doubt attributed to God and a home front that is supportive and encouraging. As he retires on the attainment of the statutory age of 60, it is an outpouring of wishes and more wishes for his exemplary contributions to the development of the state's civil service.
I wish him all the best, and I want to also pray for the wife and also the children, so that God will continue to guide them as well.
A long life, prosperity, sound health, and a best of luck in all his endeavor.
My wishes for him is that he'll take a good rest, and then of course that God's grace would continually abound towards him, and that he'll go on to make higher impact and do bigger things in the society.
I wish him more rewarding year, sound mind and good health.
I wish him all the best in forthcoming years, and I wish him long life and prosperity.
I wish him good health, because that is #1 thing. You know, good health for the rest of his life, is to use it in good health because he works. I wish him all the best, every best thing that he wishes himself. And I pray for God to give him long life and good health.
I'm going to miss him. I got to the cabinet office not quite long, and when we got here, I began to learn a lot from him. So for him going away now, I'm going to miss him. All I can wish him is a God protection over him and his family, the children, everybody. And his next assignments, God will also be with him.
Yeah, I wish him the best of luck in his future endeavors, and I'll pray that the Lord Almighty will continue to be with him and his family.
I pray for my dad that he will always go higher as he bows out of service right now. More favor, more success, more blessings, and whatever his heart's desire is at the moment, God will grant him to him.
I want to make it clear that it's not been bed of roses. I mean, really. I mean, I've had issues. I mean, like I said, was moved from PSSDC into the mainstream, and coming back. I mean, I want to make it clear that I was stagnated for some time. I mean, about 8 years on level 14. So, I mean, when there's nothing more to a stagnated officer than that, I mean, level 14, that all my colleagues had gone far ahead. At the end of the day, I mean, here we are. Of course, I will say I'm fulfilled. There's nothing else somebody will come into service to think is looking for. I mean, that at least the ultimate is getting to the peak of one's career, in which, by the grace of God, I mean, I can dare say, well, some will desire that even if it is only for one day, let me be, I've been appointed as a permanent secretary. It's been about 3 years now. And, well, with the glory of God, even in the course of the 3 years, colleagues have been moved here and there severally. I mean, some possibly dropped, so to say, not that one is using it to, but that one could remain on one spot. I mean, though I started with all the service commission for about less than 3 months before I was moved here. So I've been here now some 31 months, 2 years, and nothing, I mean, criminating, no problem. One is going out, I mean, without any blemish, by the grace of God. There's nothing more to being fulfilled than that.